Everyone. My name is Bahzad,
My name is Risa.
and we are broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan, from our office here, our showroom here in Yokohama, to bring to you the weekly Wonder Looper live stream. This week we had well, this is a new week. It is technically Monday for us, but we had a little impromptu live stream the other day. Thanks for everybody for joining us. So anyhow, lots of news, lots of updates. If you didn't see that last episode, we're going to recap some of that information in this one, and we'll ask you to ask us questions live. Maybe take on some hot takes. I wanted to talk about a favorite topic of mine, which is the need question. So we're going to talk about needs and wants, and in the better made wear world. So we'll hear your opinions on that one. Probably some fit checks. Talk about some stuff. Who knows? You know who's gonna know?
You's gonna know.
You's gonna know. That's right. Shank Style checking in. Hello all. 2 streams in 1 week. That's right. And you just had a question about the sleeve part of the upcoming ringer tees. Are those sleeves constructed in a similar way to the binder collar of the tee? The answer to that is
No, the sleeve is a on this t-shirt is a set end sleeve, so it is like
I think you mean this part.
Oh, this part, yes, yes. This part is well,
Yeah.
yes. The parts that the cuff on the
On the sleeve.
on the sleeve. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's so this is the binder color. So it's like basically this rib fabric is kind of like a sandwich.
Yeah.
More like what do you call it? Like a taco.
Okay.
It's kind of the main fabric is sandwich between the rib
Yeah.
and the taco style, and it's the same here in the taco style
Yeah.
as well. I thought you were asking about the shoulder seam, but
Yeah. No.
shoulder seam is a flat seam construction on this one.
There you go. All right. So that answers your question there. Early good question. And we've got BD checking on the Mr. Producer. Hello, folks. Best thing to happen this week for you and fit checks. What's the best thing to happen this week? I will say inventory arriving. The warehouse has been pretty bare for a while, and we received quite a bit of inventory. So the double heavyweight t-shirts in black arrived, and also the ringer tees arrived in the warehouse. So a lot of that came in. We spent a lot of time picking and packing, and just getting our shelves ready. We're preparing for releases, so it's sort of a nice calm before the storm that's happening. So I'm pretty happy with that one.
I'm happy about the weather personally.
All right.
It's today it's going up to like over 20 degrees, and even yesterday was very nice day. I've just been really about done with like cold weather, and I'm just sick of looking at thick jacket and coat that I have to wear. So it's going back to a little bit cooler later this week, but at least we got a little break.
That's it. Yeah, it has been pretty nice here, and I'm happy about that. And as for fit checks, I'm wearing my baby cashmere Suriyami sweatshirt. Last week I talked about sort of babying this thing, but I actually wore it quite a lot last week. I was just wearing it. And I've also have it paired up with the Suvin Gold Suriyami T-shirt. So nice and soft. So I'm feeling very, very cozy right now. I've got my Naked and Famous 5-panel denim cap faded very nicely with the B. I got the G-Shock on the wrist, and some Naked and Famous MIJs. I think these are I forget which number these are, the 14s.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
so
the lightweight one.
This was like one of the first samples that came in, way back in the day when we were still there. And I just didn't return it, so I kept it. And this is like, I really busted through like a lot of my old Naked and Famous jeans, and this one I was like, I need to have at least one pair
that doesn't have holes.
Yeah, that doesn't have holes. So I've just been. I think I wore this just for a couple times, like a long time ago. But anyhow, I've just been wearing them more lately because a lot of my jeans are really starting to either be too small on me or they're really beat up. They're really beat up. So, anyways, this is a new clean pair to work in and to wear for now. And then on the feet, anyhow, this is the weirdest fit check. Some Yucatan boots with the fur. You guys have seen these before. Miss Risa?
Okay, I think I need to get a jacket because my outfit today, the big thing was the jacket. And
Yeah, it's a full coordination outfit for this one.
so I'm gonna get
Okay, Risa's gonna prepare for that one. I'll handle some questions in the meantime. People checking in from all over the place. We've got Crown and Seven checking in from Milwaukee. I think there's a blizzard coming in from the north.
Yeah, that sucks. Sorry for flaunting on good weather. I got the barber jacket, the like a little cropped kind of orange jacket, and I got my fleece fox fiber oatmeal. And underneath I have my ringer tees actually. So this t-shirt is very lightweight t-shirt. So I was kind of avoiding it up till this week today because it's not really so warm, but today it's fine. I don't need to layer too much. I got the vintage army pants on my leg. I got my ACG sneakers, very comfortable. But also on my hat, I got my Only You Smokey the Bear hat. So I'm all like, Camp Risa today.
Camp Risa, Camp Ranger Risa. I like it. Yeah, people talking about the blizzard coming. I hope you guys are staying warm out there. Thank you very much, Mr. Lol Master, saying that we've got the drip and BD likes the jeans. So many people. We've got Dutz. I know Mr. Urif. Hello from Chicago, wearing my Fox Fiber double heavyweight hoodie, Negative Famous Left Hand Twill True Guys, and Drake's / Nanga collaboration overcoat. Excited for the ringer tees. I saw that jacket.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
very
very
handsome
fancy.
jacket. I was looking at that one myself. I have a Nanga jacket. They're getting more and more popular these days.
Super popular.
So they have a store not too far. A lot of people when they come to the showroom here, they're like, what else should we check out? And we always have a good list of retailers to check out. Sometimes if you're looking for jeans, we're like, okay, go to this jean store, go to that jean store. If you're looking for some jackets, like the Nanga store, there's a Porter Yoshida store not too far from us as well. So there's some good shopping in our area.
Yeah, there's
for
so
sure.
many malls, and there's a couple malls that are really interesting and different from typical malls. So, and it's like at the end of the malls are very convenient. All of your shoppings can be done in one spot.
Yeah.
There's food. There's good views around here. So I'm not against it.
No, I'm not against the mall at all. I was a certified mall rat when I was a kid.
Who certified you?
Me. I lived at, I worked at the mall, but I also, when I wasn't working at the mall, I hung out at the mall. I was always at the mall. I was one of those kids who, I could go to the mall and I knew I was going to run into people, and people who are looking, we had cell phones later on, but we didn't always have cell phones. So it was like, if you were ever looking for me, I was at the mall. It was just, you would find me there. And, you'd hop around from one friend group to the next. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta go. Okay, cool. You start wandering around. You find some other friend group. It's a good time back in the days. I don't know if the kids hang out at the mall like that anymore. Yeah.
I'm sure some of them.
I hope so. The mall experience. Yeah. We've got Greg saying, you wore the same hat last week. I'm not a hat or cap guy, but I really like that one. Well, thank you very much. I am a hat guy. I wear a lot of hats.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes, it's true. I have a pile of hats. There's a bunch that I haven't worn in a long time. you know, in my hipster days, I definitely had some fedoras. I had a number of them. I'm not ashamed of it.
But you also had a bunch of Undertaker
I had
hats.
some big giant hats. I have no problem. I have some cowboy hats. I got a wide variety, so I'm not afraid of wearing them. I enjoy them. Some of them are a lot more seasonal or era specific. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna bust out a fedora again. I'm not so
When
sure
you were
about
like in
that.
your
Yeah.
70s, maybe.
Or if I start a ska band, I got to start a ska band. But yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of people in here who had a fedora or two
Oh,
in the back in the
100%.
day.
This
Yeah.
age group,
Definitely.
they all had a fedora.
BD says this combo rules. Risa, love the mix of tones and the big pop from the jacket.
The jacket
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, and we've got Manny checking in from Mexico wearing my double heavyweight tee in gray. Well, thank you very much, and thanks for tuning in. And Boston is in the house too, from Tariq. Everyone is tuning in from everywhere. It's great to see it. Dubs says, random question. Is there a trick on how to get the string back in if it got pulled out from the hoodie? There is a trick. Risa, do you
It's
have
a
the
little device.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring it.
It's funny because this is a question that sort of pops up every now and then in customer service land. When I'm answering questions, people say, I something happened to the string, it got pulled out, or maybe sometimes, they wrecked the string in some way, and they're like, how do I get a new one, and how do I put it back in? If you are looking for a new one, maybe yours got wrecked, or I don't know, a dog chewed on it or something. You can just email us and we can send you a new one free of charge. Just, I would say that we'll send it to you with your next order.
Yeah,
Like if you're
shipping
ordering,
is-
because I don't want to ship this on its own.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to charge you for shipping. It's going to cost you at least $20 to ship this thing. Don't do it. But if you're going to buy a t-shirt or anything, socks, doesn't matter. Just request it in the comments and we'll send you another one of these. And then to install it, you need to get one of these things.
Yeah, so this is a little nifty device.
I have to change the setting here.
sorry.
It's okay, no problem. See if
And
I can do
this,
it on the
like,
fly.
I got it at a dollar store. It cannot be very expensive. But how this works is that this is basically a tweezer with like a little bit of like a jaggedy top. And this is a cheaper one, so it's not like the best one, but this does the job. And so the jaggedy part kind of, like you make this like bite into the cord, and then you drop this like ring part, so it really holds onto it. And basically you put this through the hood, and because it's a hard thing, you can just feel it and like just move it along. And then you just kind of get it out from the other hole.
Yeah.
And it's easy. And it does, maybe it like the first time it might be like kind of hard, but if you get used to it, it's a very nifty device. And I'm sure there's like a better version of
Yeah.
this. This is literally like 100 yen, which is like 75
Yeah,
cents. So.
you can go on eBay or any like sewing supply store, and you're gonna find one for, I will say, under $10 is probably like the range. You can probably find one for really cheap, but maybe a better one is $5 or $6 or $7.
Right.
It's a great piece of kit to have in your kit because drawstrings come out.
Yeah.
Every
And
night your sweatpants that you might have pulled on it too hard, it comes out. So you always feel that frustration, and it's always nice to handle that problem right away when you have the tool on hand. So if you don't have one, go and buy one. It doesn't cost much money, and it can certainly help you deal with the problem right away. I know I'm a problem. Like if a problem comes up that I feel I can deal with, and I don't deal with it right away, it just nags at me. It
Right.
just drives me crazy.
And if you ever find like our stuff, like I don't think so, because the cords are like
They're
kind
pretty
of
thick,
long
yeah.
and thick. But like if you find it like it often comes out in a wash or something, just like tie it before you wash it, like so that like it doesn't, it just doesn't get lost in there during the wash. So that's all advice.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, here's a good one. React Bill says, From the U.S., they're checking in from the U.S. Thinking about duties on shipping. Ideally, want to get a bulk order in. Any chance ELS White and Ultimate Pima Black will be restocked on March 1st for the Suvin Gold release?
No.
No. Those won't be in for release time. But I will say that as far as duties are concerned, it doesn't matter if you order, one package or 10 packages.
Yeah.
The duty amount is always calculated on the per item, right? It doesn't matter about like it's a certain percentage. On our products, it's going to be 16.5%. So 16.5, this is for America, and this obviously doesn't apply to different countries. So what if you order 5 pieces on one order, or if you order 5 orders of 1 piece each, the duty rate will always be, you're always going to pay the same.
Right. The shipping
obviously is going to vary. If you order 1 item, it's going to, it's a flat rate. Or if you order 20 items, it's a flat rate. Obviously, it's better if you could just consolidate as much as you can,
right.
But you can't always do that because, we don't always have everything in stock. I would say that given our shipping rate, I think it's like 2,400 yen, and like US dollars, that works out to like, I think $17. It's not so bad. Like, it's very, like, we subsidize quite a bit of the shipping rate on our end. So like, obviously it's, it costs us more, like the more, the bigger the item, the bigger the shipment. But, we really try to keep those shipping rates like pretty reasonable so that if you can't, consolidate, at least it's not a gigantic sting. It's cheaper than paying for parking, going somewhere or gas or, just even the time. So, we try our best to, again, keep all those rates, pretty low, because we know it's not always going to be ideal, given our inventory situation. So just keep that in mind. Another thing, I just want to touch on this. It's my semi-favorite topic, but I know this question is going to come up sooner than later. The other day, I think it was on Friday, the Supreme Court ruled that those reciprocal tariffs in the United States were struck down. They were taken away. Now, El Presidente says that he's going to have some other, new scheme going on. I don't know how that's going to play out yet. But for our product specifically, made in Japan and the United States during the time of, the threats going around of, these duties, signed a new deal, right? So that was what that whole, I think, this is, what the hell do I know? But I think that was part of the plan. It was like, threaten everybody, and then let's come to some new negotiations. Mm-hmm. And so Japan quickly jumped in because they wanted to, make sure that the trade between the two countries was going to be relatively smooth. And there were some bumpy, there were some bumps along the way. But Japan and the United States signed a new deal. So what applies is the deal that is currently in place. Even though those things got thrown out, the current deal is what is still on the table. It's what's signed. It's what is law. So nothing with regards to us is going, or at least made in Japan, is going to change. Now, theoretically, Japan could turn around and be like, hey, we signed a new deal basically under the threat of this thing that you were placing in front of us, and that turned out to be illegal, so we want to renegotiate it again, yada, yada, yada. That may happen. I'm going to say probably not under this administration. So,
but also, even if that happens, like, what are the potential of things that we sell, like T-shirts and hoodies, and would land on like another duty rate than, like, it's 16.5 before,
and it was 16.5 after. So in fact, the duty rate for our made in Japan knitwear products didn't change. Mm-hmm. The only thing that did change was, like, at one point Trump was like, it was gonna be 34% minimum, and then it went down. Anyway, there was some.
It doesn't matter what it was discussed. Yeah. It was 16.5% before, and it's 16.5% after. The only thing that changed was that de minimis was taken away, and I don't think they're discussing that in the
rulings these days.
So it's like, as long as the, like, if the minimus comes back in a decent, amount, like a meaningful amount, then it makes a big difference for us. But like, it doesn't really matter. Nothing that's currently in the news is going to affect any of our business. So with the wholesale partners in America, they were paying 16.5% in duties, and they are paying 16.5% in duties, and they will be paying. So it's just nothing really.
Which I'm gonna say is better in a way, because there's no confusion around anything. And so anyhow, I know that these topics and these questions are going to come up, and we try to stay as close to the news in this realm. It affects us, so I try to pay attention to it. But
and like discussions between, like, a higher up discussions between Japan and like US, like trade negotiations, it's always about cars. Like, about cars, sometimes about food
or steel.
Steel. But it's just they do not care about clothing. It is such a small potato.
It's basically all cars. How can we make sure that the car industry in Japan? And I have to say that the new rules that they negotiated actually was beneficial for the Japanese car industry. I think they got better rates. So some things, because the way it works now is that there's a baseline 15. That means under the old provisions, if the duty rate for something was under 15%, it got automatically moved up to 15. And if it was already over 15, then it stayed at that rate. But cars were something like 35. I don't remember exactly. And then that got moved down to something like 25. So it's like you lose on all the stuff that was under 15 before, which actually wasn't that many things. I don't know. But the cars went down. So I don't know the way they balanced it exactly. But that's the current duty talk for today. Anyhow. We try to keep it easy for you guys. We collect that stuff at checkout, so no surprise bills, no delays at customs, and easy delivery. So there you go. We've got some quarter zip questions. I guess what's going on here? I saw something. Risa, what do you prefer for quarter zips? An actual zip closure, buttons, or snaps? And that's from Jag. I can't. Yeah, there you go.
I thought quarter zips were like
zips.
Yeah. I like the zips because you can really like control where you want it closed. Like, with the buttons, like, you're kind of dictated by where the buttons are, and you can only go like, like just big jumps. Whereas zips, like, I can really put it where I want it exactly. So I do like the that part of zips. But like, if we were talking about kind of like more like fleece style, like a more jacket, like pullover jacket kind of styles, then I don't mind the snap buttons or something like that. That's just because like I kind of associate like like the jacket, like fleece that I had back when I was a kid with the snap buttons. So it just like in my head it makes sense. But if we're making sweatshirt material, I think zip is the way to go.
Yeah, I'm more partial to zips on that one as well. Jag says I'm partial to snaps, like the Patagonia snap tee. Okay, I get it. But I think when we do it, it will be zippy.
Zips.
Zippity doo. Okay, that was a good question. And then React Bills, I guess, speaking about drawstring pulls. I guess his drawstring got unlodged at some point, and then he used the safety pin method. The safety pin method does work. Just what you do is you take a safety pin, you put it in on the edge here, and then you run that through. Again, you have to probably have a long enough one or big enough one that you can have a grip on it.
So the longer like this part is that you can push through, easier it is. So safety pin, if you have a long, big one like that's skinny enough, then sure. But I mean, again, this is like it's something that you might have to buy, but it's kind of worth it.
It'll pay for itself in convenience, for sure. And then we've got Jean Gray checking in. Hi, please tell me when the Fox Fiber Iron Morden zip hoodie will be back in stock.
In the fall.
Yeah. So double heavyweight French terries, that's a fall production for us. So that always comes back in the fall. And then Super Looper is more of a spring summer production for us. So we currently we do one production lot per year, and that comes out in their seasons. Yeah, it's just not double heavyweight sweatshirt weather in the summer. So, I know, to be fair, people ask,
Yeah, no, 100%. But again, it takes up so much space that we cannot be like dedicating the space for something that moves so slowly.
Yeah, it's so slowly in that season. Yeah. Like the Australians will probably pick up on it, because it's opposite season land. But it's just not enough for us to do full production runs for the opposite seasons. Cameron asks, have you had the Fuji mountain-sized soba from the place near your store? If so, were you able to finish the whole thing? I don't know about a giant soba place near us, but there is a soba restaurant near us that we go to every now and then that's very good.
It's pretty good. That soba place, it has like a very thick noodles. Usually sobas are very thin. So it's kind of good. I like that place. I've never even heard of this Fuji mountain-sized soba.
Maybe we have to look it up.
I don't know.
We gotta eat that much soba?
Yeah.
We'll see. Some food challenges here. Okay. There's a question about... wait, I lost it. Sorry. Sometimes if you ask the questions, I lose it, and then I can't find it. I can't find it. It was about... do you like other Japanese denim brands? Peppery asks. The answer to that is sure. I like a lot of denim brands here in Japan. One that I'm more partial to than others is I really like Big John. I think that they do some really cool fabrics, and of course, Risa used to work there. We used to partner with them over at Naked and Famous line, so I have a good impression from them. And I've handled many of their products, so I really like them. And they are the first jeans brand in Japan. They are the first. They are the originators. So I really like the history with them. And they have a great line of jeans called Rare Denim, which I like. And then I think we're going this week because I have to buy more. I actually have to buy some jeans. So we're planning on going this week. I'm going to get some. So I will say that's. I don't know if I kind of want to vlog it, maybe, but
maybe, yeah,
a trip to Big John.
They're not too far away from us on the single train. So
yeah,
we're gonna go visit and see what they have.
Yeah, so there you go. Another person in the comment section of the last video asked a question, and they said, "Would you ever consider doing a collaboration with Naked and Famous?" Naked and Famous,
Yeah,
and
we talked about this.
And in my brain, I'm like, because we did so much of the development of the products there, it's like I feel like every day, it's like you're like our ideas and Wonder Looper, like it already it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? It's like
a lot of idea that we have, sometimes pop up in our head and like try and make it happen is like coming from the knowledge we had like from the denim days.
Yeah.
I mean, not always, but a lot of the time. So it's just like, because sometimes like, knit world, woven world, completely separate. So we don't like, work with the same mills or anything like that. But like yarns are made, in a like a yarn spinning company. So like they, supply to woven fabric side and then knit fabric side, so they have similar yarns, and that's where we kind of gathered like just the ideas from. So it's
already built in a way,
right?
But yeah, if you like our work over there, then I think you probably see some of that mentality carrying over here. That said, is in the grand scheme of things, I'm not opposed to it, but
exactly. I mean, we're still friendly with them. We see them meet every now
all
and
the
then.
time. Yeah, Garrett was messaging me. He's telling me he's coming to Japan soon. So
right. So it's like I mean, it's potential if we have a good plan.
Right.
But
the right idea for sure. But yeah, it's I was just thinking about it in that in those terms, and I'm like, yeah, like some of the stuff that we do. I mean, the ideas that we applied into denim, like we're also applying obviously our mentality, our thought processes going into these fabrics here as well. So yeah, there you go. That's it's already built in. Shang-Sang asks, B and R, what's the most recent Naked and Famous items you guys received? Did you get any of the Godzilla or Fat Fox releases? No. I didn't get any of those.
No.
Certain things, like I'm sure I could just make a call or whatever and request it. It's not really going to be an issue. But like with the Godzillas or like those things, like I know the production numbers are low, like in the grand scheme of things, and the demand is going to be really high.
Yeah.
And like I don't really want to take away from anybody.
Right. And also, like, I feel like, because we're friends, like, if we were to, like, ask them, they would be, like, they might do us a favor, but it's like,
but it's all
right to take away from.
Right. It's like, it's taking away from their business. It's taking away from the customer. I don't want to, I don't want to do that. So, with the Godzilla stuff, obviously, like, I'm Risa, and if you watched all of our old live streams, you know that we designed the whole Godzilla collection, and, it's nice. It would be nice to maybe have something. And maybe when I see them, I'll ask them to bring me a leather patch or something. But even with all the old collaborations that we did, like Rick and Morty and Batman and the Nightmare on Elm Street and Jason, like all that stuff, like all the horror genes. I'm the horror movie guy. Like I didn't own any of them. Right. The thing is, like at some point, like all the samples lived in our house, and I had all of them, and obviously, like, if I was going to wear them, I was going to wear them, but I didn't end up wearing them, even though I liked them, and then you send them away, and, like, there's when you're around this stuff all the time, there's sort of this mentality of, like, I can just get it anytime I want.
Right.
And then, I mean, obviously now I can and I can't, you know what I mean? So...
But it's also like with jeans, like, with shirts, like tops and stuff, like we would get the seasonal things because like, we can wear it when like we're selling it to wholesale customers, and then, we can wear it through and, kind of whatever. But like with jeans, we kind of tend to like stick with the core even when we work there, because it's like, if it's seasonal, like, you can wear it from the time that we have the samples to like the time that they, release, but it's not a very long amount of time
to like fade that jean.
Right. And then it just seems kind of like, it's more useful for us to be wearing core that's available year after year, so that we can like show off the face, and it's so we actually like a lot of our jeans are all core.
A lot of my collection is core jeans, but I also love those fabrics a lot because they really faded really well.
Yeah.
Or like because you're wearing it and like you're in the middle of a jean, I wanted to keep wearing that jean. I wanted to keep wearing and fading it. So like starting a new jean wasn't something I wanted. I really didn't like starting a new jean in the middle of wearing something. I just wanted to wear it to the end, and then start something there. Every now and then maybe I'll get a different color, and that just throws, changes my outfit mix a little bit. But I was very dedicated, and so there's probably a lot more jeans I would have liked to have just to keep in the pile, but I didn't want to keep adding to that pile.
Right. And I think at some point, like if I grew out of all my jeans, or like, just kind of wear it out to the point where I can't wear it anymore, I don't want to wear it anymore, then I would reach out to them and get a new jeans perhaps. But like, it's just like, even then I think I would probably opt for, more core or like basic jeans.
Right. The Raven says, I feel that the core jeans get slept on, especially the natural indigo. The natural indigo, and Mr. Lawmaster says it as well, is goated. It's a very, very beautiful denim, very nice jean. So maybe this is a good segue into the need question, because how many jeans do you need? How many of anything do you need? And it was just something that whether I look around the Reddits every now and then. I like to see what's going on. And it was just a topic that floated up in the Heritage Wear subreddit the other day. And it wasn't so much a question about need, but it was a question about hot takes on, what's your heritage wear hot take. And I feel like the raw denim subreddit also, every now and then there's like this, I'd say maybe every 6 months this topic comes up, and it always blows up, because what it ends up happening is it sort of turns into a general rant complaint thread, and I don't like this brand on this brand, or this, this, that, the other thing. And fine, and they're all, everything's a fair criticism, I think, but every now and then it's not just in those kinds of threads, but every now and then, you'll see somebody with maybe they post their outfit pics a lot, and then somebody might notice that, wow, this guy's got a lot of boots. Why do you need so many boots? Why do you need so many jeans? And that need question keeps coming up. And, a lot of people sometimes just, why do you need a $100 t-shirt? Why do you need a $300 sweatshirt? And, the need question always pops up. And I'm like, it's really never about need, right? Need, if we want to I just find it odd that in I'm going to say the fancy clothes community, that the word need hardly ever pops up, because we're already, if you're already in the realm of buying the better version of something, and better for better sake, really not for any other real sake, better for artisanal sake, better for, just general interest sake, you've gone beyond need. But if you focus just on need, what do we end up with in the world, right? It's going to be very bland. It's going to be a very bland world, not so interesting.
Right.
And, that's why it always kind of, I always think to myself, I'm like, how are you in one breath, you're talking about, natural indigo and made in Japan and, these slubby yarns. And I'm like, well, if it's about need, we don't need any of those things, right? It could be a very simple, plain woven fabric, no dye. What do you need the dye for? What, you fancy? You need colors, right? So when you throw the word need into the topic, it's I just feel like any other argument, you've already destroyed your own argument by throwing the word need into that one, because we're well beyond that, right?
I mean, we live in we live in a world where it's not almost nothing, food, house, cars, almost nothing is we have so much options that and not everything is attainable, but to a certain degree, there's just, even with the, cheaper things or smaller things, there's so many options. And there is a idea of, you need certain stuff, for instance, you need, if you move into a home, you need a couch. You do need a couch. You don't need it, but you need a couch, right? It's just one of those things where it's okay, you don't need two couches, but you probably need one couch. Even though you can just sit on a chair, or you can just sit on the floor. It's possible, but you just, So there's that level of need. But when it comes to clothing, it is it is, nobody just have one set of clothing. You gotta change it up. You live in a society where you can't be, it's not acceptable for you to be wearing the same
or
exact piece of clothing.
Even if you're an ultra minimalist, I get it, right? But it's just, for me, if you're in the fancy clothing community, the topic of need is just, I don't really know how they really intermix with anything. The Raven says it perfectly. My answer is always, I don't, with regards to needs, I don't need it. I just think they're neat. To me, it's like Marge Simpson with the potato. And she's like, what will you bring for show and tell today? And she's like, bring a potato. And they're like, Mom, stop telling us to bring potatoes. She's like, I just think they're neat. I just think they're neat. And to me, that's enough. And do you need so many shoes or boots or this and that? If you're not going broke over it, going broke is a definitely, don't do that for clothes.
Yeah. But what the point I was trying to get at is that you don't this conversation sometimes we kind of use the word need in terms of like, okay, you need a black shoes and you need a brown shoes and you need like black jeans and you need like indigo jeans and all that stuff. And it's just like at the end of the day, it's not actual need,
Yeah.
but you kind of like call it the need so that like you can like kind of like try and organize your life, your wardrobe, and just make sense of it. And in that sense, like, okay, sometimes you have like like 5 of the same style things. Like, okay, you don't need it, but like, it's just you need like you gotta enjoy life a little
enjoy
bit.
life,
And
yeah.
just pointing out that somebody doesn't need any more of the same style boots or whatever, jeans or whatever. It's just like, yeah, but like, so what?
Yeah. That's right. The answer is so.
Yeah.
You don't need 3 pairs or 10 pairs of $500 boots, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. But I like them, and the Yukon Selfish says I don't need them, but some items give me so much joy. It's true.
Exactly.
Like for me, I personally, and I know it's the same with you. Like we have a lot of, I would say sometimes unusual collections. Like we have a ridiculous amount of mugs. Ridiculous. Just completely ridiculous. There's hundreds of mugs in our life. Do you need another mug?
No.
Don't need it. I certainly don't need it. I can drink out of a different mug maybe not every day of the week or the year. But
every day of the week for sure.
Every day of the week for sure.
Every day of the month for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe not the year.
Not the year. Definitely a couple of months. Like I could go a couple of months with just, if I were to just pile everything into a giant bin and be like, I'm just gonna do dishes like once every 4 months, I could do that. It would be gross,
Yeah,
but I could do
just
it.
in terms of cups, though, we don't have
Yeah.
any like enough dishes
Yeah.
for us to do that.
The rest of our dishes, not enough. But cups, for some reason, and like we'll be out and we'll be at the flea market or whatever, and we're looking at mugs. I'm like, oh, that's a nice mug. That's a great mug. That's a great cup, and we just keep buying cups.
But like, with that said, because we have so much, like our threshold of like, oh, it's a cool mug, let's buy it, has gotten up a little
Yeah.
bit. Like it needs to be like really cool
It has to
or
be
really
something,
nice
yeah.
for us to actually buy it and add to the collection. But I think that's the whole thing. Like, you just like, you kind of, you go in the steps of like what's reasonable for you,
Right.
and sometimes you go over and you feel like, oh, maybe I should get rid of something else so that I can I
Yeah,
can justify
that
having
definitely
it. But
happens.
that's your personal
Yeah.
like values. Like it's not something that other people can point out and be like, oh, you don't need that. And it's like, yeah, I know.
Right, I know.
I know.
And so, sometimes, like, I would say, like, with the mug analogy, I don't know if it was an analogy, but with the mugs, sometimes I look at a mug and I'm like, what would be good to drink out of that? And sometimes, like, a cup for me is like, well, I'm going to drink, this one's good for coffee, this one's good for juice, this one's good for this kind of cocktail, this one's, you know what I mean? So I picture the kind of drink I'm going to drink out of that cup, and it makes the drink better.
Oh,
It
100%.
definitely does. And so, I just find it always a little bit unusual when that need question comes up.
Yeah.
Need. Look, the thing I will always argue is, if you have, 20 pairs of jeans or 40 pairs of boots, I would urge you to use them, right? If you have 20 pairs of raw denim jeans, the problem, and this is the same thing that I've been preaching for years, is that you may not get a chance to enjoy them, right? It actually becomes a problem, because if you're wearing your raw denim jeans and you want to fade them, well, you got to dedicate a lot of time into that jean. You got 20 pairs. I would say it's going to take at least 18 months, maybe 24 months to like really get if you're wearing them hardcore and washing them, to get a good fade on those. And if you got 20 pairs, that's 40 years worth of jeans that you've got up in your backlog. And who knows whether the style, the fit, your shape is going to change over that time. Plus all the other jeans you might look to buy, right? So that sort of becomes a problem, right? And, the same thing can happen with hoodies or anything like that. Like, I'm sure some people are going to think I'm talking about them. I might be. But there's some people in our audience who have a lot of hoodies. They have a lot of hoodies. And I would say that the quality of our hoodies, they're going to last you a long time. And, some people want them because they wear a hoodie every day. Maybe they change it out like look, a lot of places of work now, you don't require that suit anymore. The hoodie is perfectly acceptable to wear at work. So, you know, maybe you don't want to wear the same hoodie every day. You change it up. You've got a bunch of hoodies. I get that, right? Some people like the hoodies. They, you know, if you're not going broke, perfectly fine. But some people, they might see online, they look at people's haul videos and things like that, and they feel like, you know, there's definitely they want to be a part of it, right? And maybe they feel like they're missing out if they're not always buying new stuff. You don't have to do that kind of stuff. You know, you can enjoy stuff like we have everything from new to vintage, and we enjoy all different kinds of things. Don't hoard too much of the things that you can't enjoy. I will say it like that. Don't buy too much of things that you're not going to use, because then, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
it feels a little bit wasteful, and that's a waste, you know, thing.
but at the end of the day, I feel like you put your thought into it. Like yeah, like you said, you shouldn't be like buying everything that you see or everything you like. I think as long as you kind of, you know, like consider what you already own and what you're gonna wear in your daily life, and like if you're happy with the purchase, even if it's something like, you know, that you're not gonna wear, like, you know, every week or whatever. Like if it's something that makes you happy, then it's like, you know, it may be worth it. It depends on how much that like thing is appealing to you. So it is a very personal things, and I don't like it when people just like kind of, you know, determine like your, like, you know, acceptable threshold.
Right. Yeah.
You
For
know,
you. Yeah.
yeah.
They don't know anything about you.
Right.
So, right. Stephen Colpocam says, I've got 10 of your t-shirts. I always get 2 of each color I like. See, t-shirts are one of those things that you're constant. You wear it, you change it. You get a lot of wear out of a t-shirt.
Right.
You know,
and you also
right.
like have a wash cycle. I'm guessing like you might not be doing laundry every single day,
Yeah.
and so like, you know, if once in the wash, you can't wear it that
Yeah.
day, and it's like, oh, I
Right.
need
So
that.
I totally get, like, I feel like a lot of men are like that with the things that they like. You know, it's like, I wear it, but if it's in the wash or if it's in the hamper, like, I can't wear it. So have another one, you know? And so totally, but again, you're using that item, right? Some items, you know, I'm guilty of it. I own a lot of boots. I don't wear all the boots that I got. To be fair, some of them maybe aren't of the times anymore. But I keep them around because, you know, I like them, you know?
Maybe the times will come back.
Right. Maybe those times will come back. That's true. So, I get it. But yeah, just I would say, you know your limit and play within it, and you know.
Just you know, enjoy life.
Yeah,
Do
that's
what
it.
makes you happy.
Yeah. Jag says mug of the day for the vlogs. That's a good idea. So in the office here we have
1, 2, 3,
there's like
4,
7 mugs
5,
in here.
6, 7, yeah.
Yeah. At home, I have a lot more, and they're also sort of in a display case. I got to figure out, because I can't bring all my home mugs here, obviously. That would be...
We don't have enough storage in the
Yeah.
office.
But we did buy... Well, we ordered a coffee table. Anyhow, it's going to take many, many months. But maybe what I would like to do is, you know, as the visitors come, maybe we'll serve more coffee around here to people, and then they'll have more of a reason to have more mugs around. That could be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if that's we'll talk about it.
Yeah. This is just a metal crate, and like it's not enough room to put
small,
things on it. So anyhow, the coffee table is gonna take, what'd they say, 7 months, 6 months to arrive?
Minimum 6 months.
It's gonna be a while.
That was maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So we're just waiting. It's you know, it's just the way it is. In America, things, because it's an American, it's a Herman Miller coffee table we got, because it matches the chairs, they're very low. But in America, the turnaround time is fast, but like the Herman Miller in Japan is a little slow with things, I find. So anyways, we'll see. Well, I think you'll like it when it comes. It's very classic looking. And then Boris asks, what coffee maker did you go for with the shop? We have a Mocha Master. So we got the Mocha Master. I have 3 of them. I love that machine. I recommend it wholeheartedly to everybody. We got one at home. We got one in the office. We have one in the cottage. I always recommend it. Arif says Mocha Master for the shop, absolutely, and it's his go-to coffee maker. I think a lot of people own it, and it comes in a gajillion colors. And I'll say for you Americans out there, they go on sale on Amazon a lot, like a decent amount. So you can like every now and then you can find them for a really really good price. It's one of those things I think a lot of people have. They have it for many, 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 many years, and it's such a simple machine, which I like.
We went with the orange in the office.
Yeah.
We have a...
We did originally get a silver one, but there was a defect with it, and I had to set it back, and then we got an orange one afterwards. I like it. Yeah. It looks very like job site, you know? I think it looks pretty cool.
High vis.
Yeah. All right. My colors are matte black and golden yellow, Arif says. Yeah, good colors. We have a red, blue, and orange one now. Yeah. So I would like to get a silver one, but I don't have any more. There's no. I have to find a place to get one just to put it there. But I am a creature of habit. If I like something, that's what I'm getting. Like Risa and I, our computer monitor is exactly the same. The computers are exactly the same. Headphones the same. Phone is the same. Like we try to keep everything. What do you got on your wrist there? See, same. Like
Mine's a lot less nice, but
yeah, it is nice. It's a good one.
I hate that my bumper gets
Scratched up.
like it's I don't.
You can take the bumper off.
I
But
know,
the point of
but
the
I
bumper
like
is to
having the
prevent.
bumper. I know, but I wish this was like.
I'll get you a new bumper.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll get you a new bumper.
I don't need a bumper, but I think I could.
Yeah, we could stretch for that. Yeah, you don't need it, but sure. Stephen Copacan says, "I've got the Mocha Master 1 cup and I love it." Well, there you go. And then who asks, what about to suggest that we have a Williams Sonoma outlet store nearby and can get them for $150. If you're not precious about colors, love the orange. Well, that's pretty cool. Williams Sonoma outlet near you. If you can get some pretty good stuff at the Williams Sonoma. When I lived in Toronto, I lived. There was a Williams Sonoma near us. I used to go there. I used to go there when I was young, like really young, and I didn't quite understand the price of things, and I thought that store was crazy. I couldn't believe the prices. Now I certainly more understand what it takes to make good home products.
Right.
But yeah. I remember very, very vividly, like, so I used to work at a department store called Holt Renfrew in Canada. You've probably heard this 100 times. But before I worked there, like I was like a teenager and I was like sort of roaming the streets of downtown Toronto as I did as a teenager. And I found myself in that store and I found this wall of socks. It was very impressive in this beautiful looking store. And I picked up these socks, Burberry. I'm like, wow, Burberry socks, and it said $45 on the back. And I was just, my head like exploded at that moment. Because like, I probably hadn't spent $45 on anything at that point, on a piece of clothing. And let alone socks. And I was just, again, as time goes, you start to be fair, I'm going to say it right now. To be fair, not many years later, but several, I ended up working there and they still had those socks and I bought them because I was like, yes, I could finally buy these socks. They sucked. They were terrible socks. Not good socks. There are socks of that price point that are, in or around that price point that are worth it, that I think are really high quality socks. When I bought those socks, I bought 2 pairs. I was very disappointed with them. Right. They were not good. At least they weren't good for me. There you go. And then Lucky on 3 Legs says, I got a Mocha Master based on your recommendation. I got a steal this last Black Friday.
Nice.
Well, there you go. Hope you like it. And Boris says, what type of beans do you use? It boils down to convenience.
Right. Like at home, we have like a roaster like next door. So we would sometimes go there and just buy we tried a few, but we have a favorite. It's Guatemalan. I forgot what the name was, but we always get that there. But like here, because we consume a lot of coffee and now we have to, feeds 3 people's like all day coffee consumption. So we buy like the big one from Costco.
Yeah,
like
the
the-
Costco special
yeah.
there. But yeah, it's if we're out and about and we find some, we go to a coffee shop and they have some nice coffee there, we're always buying it. So I'm like aside from the one that we have at home, or of course people gift us coffee all the time. People bring us coffee. We have the ones that we like at home. I like trying new stuff, but here sometimes we get the Costco, and I think it's pretty fine. I think it's pretty fine. It's not the best in the world, but it's
Fine,
but
it's delicious.
it's good.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, I like the how the topics are changing today. Okay. And Michael asks, did you ever make your own jeans, or are you? Oh, will you ever make your own jeans? Or are you loyal to Naked and Famous? Checking in from the UK. Love Wonder Looper. Love you guys. I'm pretty happy being in knitwear land.
It's our new playground, and we want to play in it within it a little bit more. Before we go anywhere.
Right. So I have a lot of ambitions for a lot of different products, but what we have on our table right now is taking up a lot of time, and if you have to add more to that, it just what I mean. There's only so much time for everything,
and especially it's like again, like with the like new supplier, we're gonna have to work with another supplier, maybe not new, but like another supplier, another factory, and that's just like a lot for us to manage. So I think keeping within the world of knits is a lot easier right now for us to manage. But I also think that it's not really like about like being loyal to Naked and Famous. Obviously, like we're not gonna like try and compete with them, but like we would not be. So it's close. Like, we're a clothing brand, they're a clothing brand. Like, okay, in the, like, maybe if you're like just being, just, I don't know, whatever. Like, but like, yes, maybe in a certain ways that we might be competitors because we kind of live in this similar world. But, we're friends. Like, most of our friends are like, people who make clothes. So it's just how it is. So we're not like, I don't think there's like ill will if we were to like ever make something that they make. I mean, obviously they make T-shirts, it's like, it's the same thing.
There you go. Rugged Sartorial says, what is your guys' preferred type of denim jacket? Type 1, 2, or 3? It's a tough question. I like type 1 and type 2. To me, I put them in the same category. It's just like, do you like 2 pockets or 1 pocket? Do you like a flap, no flap?
Yeah.
Look, I like all denim jackets. I don't have a major preference one way or another. I find that I like Lee's like Storm Rider style jackets. I like the Levi's type 3 style, trucker style. I like type 1 and like type 1, type 2 styles. I don't have a major preference personally. I like them all. And I would say that sometimes if my fit is a little bit more vintagey, then I would like type 1, type 2s. But I'm a man for all seasons when it comes to that, and I like them all. I can't pick.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I feel like the type 1, type 2 tends to be a little bit shorter, and that might kind of like work with my current like style. So that might be helpful. But I also wear type 3. I have nothing against them.
Yeah.
Or, it's not really the fits that like make me want to buy it or wear it. I think it's the fabric and just the general total like as a design.
Right.
Yeah.
You hit on a good point, because the early type jackets are short. And I think for a lot of us, I wear, whether you're wearing a flannel or a hoodie, it doesn't matter. Sometimes the balance is a little off. And like, unless you're wearing like high-waisted trousers or something tucked in, the type 1 jacket, if you're wearing it more vintage style, a little bit more cropped, it can sometimes feel unbalanced unless you've got the whole sort of vintage look going. If you're wearing it with like a modern hoodie, like it feels weird. It to me, in some ways, like I will, every now and then I try to do that, and like I put on a jacket and it's a little too cropped for my hoodie, and I'm like, it makes me feel like I'm in the 80s with like those, belly tops that we all used to wear. I don't know. Yeah. Anyhow, if you were there, you were there. So the balance is more important. And then Stephen Kopelkamp says, Bahzad seems more like a chore coat man. And that's precisely why I like chore coats a lot, because the chore coat lets you wear, it has that old school look, but it's also balanced a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit better for like all around. If whether your trousers are higher rise or lower rise, the longness of the jacket kind of works with everything. So I think it's a little bit more, a little bit easier to wear when you got the chore coat on. Yeah. So there you go. Stephen Kopelkamp says, I've got a type 2 leather jacket I love. Maybe one from Shot. Shot makes some nice ones. They have some horsehide ones that are very handsome. The Raven says, personally, I love the shorter type 1 and 2, but I'm the high rise type of guy. Yeah, that definitely works well with that. Yeah. BD asks, would you ever ask Sally Fox to design a tee or hoodie in terms of blend, etc.? I'm open to it. I have a piece of, Sally, her fabrics, her cotton has been made in the fabric for a long time. I mean, a lot of us are starting to recognize it a lot more nowadays. I think mostly because of, the internet. Her story has certainly been able to spread among the enthusiast crowds. I would say it's mostly enthusiast brands that are attaching themselves to her cottons. But in the 80s and the early 90s, there were the big, brands like LL Bean and Land's End and Eddie Bauer, Levi's. They were using her fabrics too. And I don't know where it is, but I have a piece of fabric from like a sweatshirt that she made a long, long time ago, and I thought it would be kind of cool to remake that fabric. And I gotta find it, but I'm open to it. But I think it would be kind of fun to repro some old fabrics.
That she already did, yeah.
But also with the current Gen Fox fiber being, every gen it gets better, right? So a generation of the 1980s versus now, like you'd have an even better one. So it would be kind of cool to do that. So yeah. I'm open to it. I'd definitely be open to that. No problem. And then Aref asks, Wonder Looper chore coat in the future? Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps. Open to it, but we'll probably get our Melton sort of flannel shirt soon.
Well, not with the proper fabric, but we are like trying to develop a new fit. Which is gonna be like knit fabric, but in a work shirt kind of style.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what the first fit sample is gonna be, and we work from that. But we should be getting some fall samples this week. By the end of this week, we will probably get like a couple for first samples, which is insanely late. But we're gonna. I think we're gonna have something to show off by the next live stream.
Yeah. So watch out for that. Shawl collar, double heavyweight, sweatshirts. I'm very open to that. Very open to it. The shawl collar looks really handsome. I'm like quarter zipped shawl collar, like those look very handsome. They're dressy sweatshirts, and I'm happy to go down that road. I used to have one back in the day, a shawl collar sweatshirt. I don't know what happened to it. It's one of these things where I'm like, I have no idea. Maybe I lost it in a hotel room or something. Every now and then that happens, doesn't it? Yeah. It just annoys me because I'm like, I know I brought it with me on that trip, and I don't know where I lost it because, like, when I leave a hotel, I always look everywhere, and then somehow I every now and then I lose something, and I'm like, I just don't know where it ended up. Drives me nuts sometimes. Bahzad says, isn't that just a cardigan? LOL. No, it's not a cardigan. It's a pullover with a shawl collar. So you usually have like a button here, pullover with a shawl collar, not open front. So yeah, I know you guys want me to get in that cardigan land, but some of you do. I know most of you don't. Some of you are pushing me. And then Steven says that if you make a shawl collar, you better make a burgundy. Ron Burgundy. You know we love burgundy around here, so
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to it. Okay, guys, let's ask you for a small favor before we jump into some Suvin Gold and Ringer Tea stuff. And that small favor, as you guys know, is to hit that like button. Hit that like button, and if you haven't already, you gotta subscribe to the channel. You know you want to do it. You just haven't had the courage to do it. I'm offering you that courage, and you're here together with many people who will also support you in that choice. Remember, it costs you nothing to do, and it goes a long way. So so lend us that like and that subscribe, and we'll get back to the show. All right. There you go. Okay, let's talk about Ringer Teas, because the Ringer Teas are in the warehouse. They just arrived. So we've got 2 flavors of Ringer Tea right here.
Sand?
Yeah, stone. Sand and stone. So 2 colors. This is sort of a darker, earthier tone one. And this is a lighter, earthier tone one. And this has the iron mordant fox fiber ribbing on the collar and on the cuffs here on the sleeves. And this one has a lighter sort of oatmeal gray tone. And it has the Fox 70 ribbing on the collar and the sleeves. And it's the same exterior yarns that you find in our fleeced fox fiber sweatshirts. And so
actually this yarn.
there you go. So
Lighter.
they're here now.
They're here now.
So if you're in Yokohama, you're gonna come and visit us. These are something that you can grab. If you're waiting for the release, we have scheduled a release for these March the 15th. So that's a Sunday, 2 weeks after the release of the Suvin Gold.
Right.
We will be doing a live release for these. And this week, we're going to be releasing these to our retail partners. So we're just going to be picking, packing, and shipping. And then we're going to have a coordinated release, at least as coordinated as it can be, for these. And then you will soon, probably by the end of the week, see an update on the website with like the next release schedule, where you can buy it, where you can find it. So if you want to buy it locally, you're going to be able to do that. You might have to touch base with your local retailer in terms of release timing, because everyone might release it at a different hour.
Yeah.
But
and they might also not know until like they receive it, because sometimes shipping, like you would expect a certain date, and then it might not come on that date. Anyway, so we will list the retailers, and if you're like keen on shopping from one retailer, then you just have to contact them directly about that.
Yeah, and that will release along with the Super Looper pullover hoodies. So we've got burgundy, we've got sumi black, and we have navy. So the pullover hoodies that we have in stock now, we're also going to release on March the 15th. Again, wait a couple more days. I'll have all that release information on the website, so you can refer to it. And we're also releasing those out to our retail partners as well. So we'll try to do a coordinated release on that one. The rest of the Super Loopers are basically going to be coming in batches. So we'll have a release in March, we'll have a release in April, May, and then all the way into June. So every month will be a little bit of a different mix of things. And anyhow, there's a bit of a production hiccup with that guy. Anyhow, we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna roll with that one. And then Suvin Gold. Suvin Gold is also coming soon. So we got the 4 colors.
This one, we've held on to it for a long time.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen us
Preview
with
this
it.
stuff.
Yeah, and we've been wearing it ourselves a lot. And this is tried and tested.
Battle tested here in the showroom. It is definitely a favorite in here, and we're happy to get these out. These are going to be coming out on March the 1st, so that's a Sunday also, this coming Sunday. So watch out for that one. 4 colors here, and it's going to be available through us and Redcast Heritage, so it's an exclusive release. We're just like filming video this weekend, so I'm going to have the full product video up on the website, on the YouTube in the next couple of days. Measurements for these are already on the website, so check that out. Definitely refer to your measurement guide, and it's a pre-wash T-shirt also. So I think you're gonna like it. It's very comfortable. It's a very comfortable T-shirt. I wear it. I've been wearing it a lot. Yes, and then Shang South says, any cool trinkets, gifts that go with this release? It's just the timing. Sorry, we're on it. And they'll probably be for later releases, but they're just not gonna be ready for this one,
right?
Unfortunately,
and we're also kind of in this area where we keep making.
We want to make new things. Yeah.
I just don't want to keep pushing that pencils or pens because we've done it so many times. But then what do we do? Okay. Anyways, it's just.
Yes, I know that some people probably have multiple packs of pencils and pens from us.
Yeah.
I know not everybody, but I know some people. So we want to keep it fresh with the nifty gifty. So we are working on it, and we'll have some good stuff. We'll have some good stuff soon. It doesn't always come with every order or every release, but yeah, we try. Okay. Steven says, I know it's difficult to have to stagger the super loopers so fragmented, but it sure does help with my wallet. Yeah, I have to say that was a comment from the last video. While we do have to stagger out the super looper releases a little bit here, or a lot of it, I know that some people appreciate that because I know when some things all land at the same time, it's you got to make decisions, and some things are going to sell out faster than others, and then you might miss out on something. Hey, let's spread it out a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier.
I mean, we always kind of talk about people who want it at the same time, and then there's also the other side, and it's no schedule is gonna be perfect for everybody. So it's okay.
It'll switch up. Yeah. Sometimes you get, sometimes you don't, but we'll try to keep it, fair for everyone. So yeah, those are the releases that we have planned as of right now. So Suvin Gold coming very soon, followed by the Ringer tees and Super Looper sweatshirts. Double heavyweight tees in black, white, and heather gray are in stock now. Somebody was asking when the khaki green is coming.
Comes when it comes.
Yeah. The rest of the colors are all kind of they're in the production pipeline. It's just the factory basically tells us I'm shipping you something tomorrow.
Right.
And then
the reason we got the white first was because second I guess to have the gray was because we requested it because we're white was by far the most popular one. A lot of people were waiting for it, so I did ask that specifically. But for the rest of the colors, it's just it is equally sold out, I guess. So we'll just let it happen. I'm not sure. I don't have control over it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we don't want to push our partners too hard either, because look, it's not easy. Look, production is not easy, and you don't want to put there are partners for a reason. You know what I mean? I've seen where people are really hard on the people that they work with. And then, these things just ruin relationships. You know what I mean? You put too much pressure on people. They don't like working with you. And then,
But it's also not their fault that we sold out.
Right.
This was a production schedule for February, March. So they can take, till the end of March to kind of, and then if they need extra time, obviously we're not going to be, they need to work on their own pace, and then it's not just because we yell at them they can
they can't just
double the amount a week. That's not how it works.
And so what's the point of getting upset or angry? You just got to roll with it, and that's fine. So if they tell us there's a delay, okay, no problem. But as long as you communicate those delays to us, then we can communicate it forward, and then there's
and just to be completely clear, this is not a delay.
This is not a delay, but anyhow, so we'll keep you posted as those things come in, but everything's in the works right now. And Yukon Salvage, good question. Is there a second wave of Suvin Gold, or was that a different thing that was gonna get a mini restock? There is a second wave of Suvin Gold in production. And that will probably come
April.
So the first production lot is not a huge lot. Our production in general was like what our 2 deliveries are. It's just that they had to split up the deliveries. So anyhow, if we sell out of the Suvin Gold first batch, there will be a second. It's not a tremendous amount of stock coming in, but there will be a second batch coming in after.
Yeah, it's actually a very small amount coming in the second batch, but it is another batch.
Yeah, it's smaller because there's one thing, like you have an idea of what the yield of something is going to be, and then there's the reality after you go through the production. So it turns out that the yield calculation was a little bit off. So there's a little bit less than we had anticipated coming in for the second batch. So yeah, anyhow, there's that. Stephen Kopelkamp says, B&R, will there be a Wonderlooper milk glass this year? That's a good question. I'm not opposed to it.
I'm opposed to it. I don't know if it's this year thing. But yeah. I mean, if we're gonna do that, I want to hire like somebody professional that makes a great artwork, and I want to do that like all in. So that might take a while. Yeah. But that's something that we're always considering. Yeah.
Given our affinity for mugs, I think it's an appropriate.
I mean,
an appropriate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be put right on the agenda to do. And then Sticky Rice says, do the shoulder parts of your t-shirts shift around uncomfortably when you wear a non-raglan hoodie? No. I've never thought about that, and I don't feel the shoulder parts of your t-shirt.
The t-shirt shift around I don't think it's something that we can say, like, if that happens to you, maybe that happens to you, but I don't think that's
I don't think I've ever encountered that ever. So I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with no, based on personal experience. No.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. Yukon says, so there will be hope for me flying back from Toronto on May 1st, hoping the Porter Wi-Fi is good to get my order in. Fingers crossed, my friend. Fingers crossed. The airplane Wi-Fi is a lot better these days. I have to say, sometimes it's pretty decent. You can go on a long, like, I used to think that, I like going on these long flights because nobody can reach me. But sometimes I don't mind doing a little texting. Hey, I'm on my way, blah, blah, blah.
But I always had like a feeling that it's just like, if we get a Wi-Fi, we'll get a Wi-Fi for the whole flight, and you really don't.
Yeah, sometimes really you don't. Yeah, it's up and down. For those long flights, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it works for a bit. And so it's kind of a gamble because some of them you got to pay for it, and it's like, it might be like $20 for the flight, and you're like, it's $20?
Cheap.
Okay, fine. I mean, it's, a lot more expensive than your monthly internet bill per day,
Right, but if we can use it the whole time, sure. Like, and you think that, and then like you buy it, and it's like you end up like not being able to use it a lot of the times. And if it's a long flight, like you have a schedule where like you're kind of like, okay, like the first whatever, like I might fall asleep, or like like in the middle I'm gonna try to fall asleep or relax or whatever. And if like the times that you want to use internet, that the internet is down, like
it's a little like a waste of money. And it's a by device thing, so like your phone and your laptop are separate. I'm like, sometimes I'm on my phone, but I need to do something on my laptop, and you can't tell.
That's
it's a look. It's better than nothing, but I think there's some room for improvement there.
Wi-Fi needs to be like a thing that is stable, reliable. Preferably free, to be honest. Yeah. Like,
I don't know. What I always found interesting was, the telephones that were on the plane. At one point, the little remote would have the little cord attached to it, and then, so there would be a remote. Okay. They didn't have the touch screen, so the remote, you'd press a little button, the remote pops out, and sometimes it was a controller, which anyhow, I can get into that in a second. But there was also a little credit card reader on it, so you could swipe your credit card and then you can make a call. And I'm like, who was the person who was having a long call on this thing? I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone ever use the airplane telephone. I don't think that was ever a thing that anyone ever used. So, interesting that it used to be there. But I remember it was also a controller on the back. And, they would have like old games. And I remember one time they had like Street Fighter 2. And I'm like, Street Fighter on an airplane. Okay, let's play it. And then like it was moving at like 3 frames per second, like just the slowest thing possible. And the buttons were like non-responsive. I'm like, who put this on here? Like, who's paying to license this, to put it on the airplane, to put games that like are literally unplayable? This doesn't make any sense. So I remember those days. Stephen Camp, remember car phones? My dad had one for a minute, and that was crazy. Yeah, the idea that you could make a phone call away from home, right? There's obviously the payphones, and then there's your home, but like anywhere in between, it was like, this is
like you're not connected to a wire. Like, I mean, there's wires, but like you're not like in one spot. And just I don't remember that personally, but I do, like, I remember being in a car with the phone like built in, and it's like, oh wow, that's
something.
I
just remember getting my first cell phone, and I was like at the tail end of high school, and like most people still didn't have, like, at least teenagers didn't have cell phones. Like, it was like, what does a teenager need a cell phone for? I had a job, so I went to the phone store and bought a phone. I was like, I'm moving up in the world, And I remember bringing it home. My mom was really mad at me. She was mad. She's like, what do you need a phone for? And like, maybe only bad kids had phones, in
high school, like, I got my phone, I think, in my first cell phone in high school, like early, like maybe the first year of high school. But like, I was one of the last ones among my
But Japan in the 90s had way more wider cell phone implementation than I think we did in the West. You guys had a lot. The technology was a lot more.
The technology was way
advanced.
ahead. Yeah, we had like emails on my phone, like on the cell phones.
We were
super early.
Yeah, we were barely texting. I had a text plan. I had like 50 texts a month for like $5.
Yeah. I mean, I had those texting phones as well. But I remember going from having like, limited but internet access and email access on my phone to moving to America and going back to like text where like I have to type in like, within like a very short, like just, it was like, to me, that was just like a little shocking. It's like, you're still on this? Like, right. I never experienced it because I was, too young for it.
I just wonder what the next wave is going to be. Like we had a lot of big waves, of technology. And I don't know, like 3D I feel like 3D didn't really pan out for anybody. I was very skeptical. I had one of those VR headsets, Oculus, and I mean, it's been in the box since practically, like, I got it, and then I used it a little bit, and then it's been in the box since. I just couldn't, the idea of putting this thing on my head so I could play games, I thought it was too much.
It's cool, but it's not, realistic in a way that like nobody wants to put it on for a long period of time.
Yeah, it had to get it. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. I've seen these AR glasses.
Right. I think those are real. Like
those are kind of interesting because they're small. And then like you could have your computer monitor there and a big screen. So I don't know. It's better than the immersive stuff because I don't want to feel like
you're cutting off everything else.
Right. Yeah.
With the glasses, it's just, you're still kind of like maybe most of people are like used to wearing glasses or sunglasses and stuff like that. So it's fine, I think. Yeah. It's more of a thing.
The Raven says, so glad they got rid of minutes and text limits. Yeah, minutes. Remember, you have 200 minutes a month, press free calling after 7, or I remember it was like free calling after 8, and then like it was a big thing, free calling after 6 p.m. And then you have like, you can have up to 5 friends of like unlimited call. I'm like, who are going to be my 5 friends? And I'm like, I don't even have 5 friends. Like, whose phone numbers am I gonna register with this? Man, those are some fun times. You know, very very different. We've got the missing patient thing. VR gives me motion sickness, which is weird because I do not get that in real life ever. Yeah.
It's yeah, I get that too.
Right. Greg says, didn't you talk about the glasses that would interpret script in different languages? Yeah. So I think the
Yeah, that's a
Facebook
good
ones, what are the Meta Ray-Bans? I think those one. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really researched it yet.
If they
but
don't have it, they
yeah.
will have it. Like,
Yeah.
that's such a good
for
use.
for
Yeah.
me here, it would be very helpful because
But it's good for anybody.
right,
like, you
right,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But like if if you're on a trip and you go to a different country and people are saying something and it can translate it, like maybe you can't speak back to them right away.
They also needs to have the.
Oh right, if they had it too, then
you don't even need to speak
Yeah.
the same language.
So that could be I think that could be a very good communication tool. I think that would be very nice. Yeah. The Raven. Oh my God, the Fave 5. Yeah, your favorite 5 friends on your cell phone plan. If you're ever feeling nostalgic, just like Google or just look on YouTube, look for like old cell phone commercials and
Yeah.
can you hear me now? These were all problems. They're not so much issues anymore. Yeah, a lot of nostalgia for car phones here in the chat. And then Greg says he's flying ANA to Thailand this week, weather permitting, free Wi-Fi. Nice. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. Okay. You know what, guys? I think we covered all the topics for today. Oh, also, there was earlier in the chat. I think I missed it, but the person who brought us the adobo chocolate last week was in the chat, and yeah, we had a great time with that one. Thank you so much for that. This week I wanted to do a snack time, but we forgot to get it.
Yeah.
It's like this really interesting ice cream. And we didn't want to, anyhow, we were supposed to get it before. We forgot about that one. So I don't have a snack time for this week.
Right.
But we will
prepare something for next week.
Yeah. And this week we are also going to launch the Suvin Gold overview video. So that's going to be launching. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more time to do the vlog this week as well. So we'll keep you posted with a little bit more content than usual this weekend. And then we'll roll into next Sunday night, which will be Monday morning for us for the release of the Suvin Gold. So that's sort of the schedule right now of things to happen. And if anything else happens in between, we will definitely keep you posted in all of our contents. So Chum Yip So says you owe us a double snack time.
All right,
you got it. We'll make it happen. So we're gonna leave it there. I've got some videos to edit on my side over here, and we'll be back again. We'll be back again many times actually in video form to see you guys the next couple days.
Definitely.
So all right, we'll see you guys.
Have a nice end of the weekend.
That's it.
Yes. And
do something nice for yourself
and somebody else.
All right. See you later, guys.